Okay. I just downloaded LBS, so I'm not sure if it's gonna be laggy or not. So it's just like my first test, you know. So in this video, I want to show you how to do like advanced harbor techniques and like being able to clear certain angles, etc. Like it's basically what I coached you, except in video form, where I get to explain everything to you again. You know. So I'm gonna.
Classical orders. How are you not excited? Ultimate ready.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of legs, but whatever, doesn't matter. It's coaching session. So when you're initiating into sight, basically what you want to do, the first thing that you really want to do is just put your cascade up into this side, okay? Because there are too many people that peek this off, like that immediately peek this and get like 15 picks, okay? So you're coming into sight, you have someone break the Silver Recon or KO knife, and then as you're pushing into sight, you clear out as it comes out, okay? Then you also have to pay attention when you're playing Harbor where your smoke is. So you see on the mini map, it just keeps gonna keep on going. So you have to pay attention to where it is at the same time as being able to like do everything else, and you have to cancel it when it's coming up. Okay. Now an alternative thing that you can do instead of using a cascade, you can just use your wall and let it go, and then you're gonna have clear entry into sight. Okay. Now, in this situation, you don't have a wall. Okay. You can just basically. Oh, I'm gonna do this. In this situation, you don't have a wall. You can also use your orb to enter into sight. You know. You can just bounce it off the wall, and then you can just clearly enter right into here, into sight. So you cannot get fired at from this side, or at least a little bit of here, right? So that's kind of a W play, you know? So you can place it also like here, I think. And then just like jump, so they can't really hit you that easily. Okay. So this is how a full entry would look like, assuming you have like at least one or two teammates alive.
Shield going up.
Okay. So then moving on to mid, let's say you're standing here. What you really want to do, basically, if you want to play Harbor like a rat, you can, there's a technique that you can do that you right click your wall, right? You right click your orb, and you can actually shoot a few shots before the orb comes down, and it protects you. So let's say you want to peek mid, right? You can use this technique. Then you can easily get protected. So you get a pick off, and then this person who's like, oh, let me swing him, and then your orb pops up, and they can't do anything. Okay. So if you want to use that technique, it's kind of W, but if not, it's fine. So wall for here would kind of be like this. Okay. So then from here you can lurk up into flanking, or you can try to push your wall or wait out your wall. You know. You can also push into market if you really think that you can pull that off. Okay. So then what else am I missing? Okay. So from catwalk, pushing from catwalk, you can basically just send your cascade down to around this area. Okay. And then with the cascade you can peek off of it, and you can cancel it right about there, right? So or you can just not cancel it at all and just let it keep on running as well, because that would also be W. If you want, you can also send it over to here, and then just cancel it as it comes out, so you can get easy access into tree. You know, you just have to be careful for this spot here, because in higher elos, people when they see that B main is empty, they push up and they try to kill someone on catwalk. Okay. So this would be this would be an entry into mid. Assuming you have teammates. No. Then from here, you would probably send a cascade up to heaven. Then you would plant spike, right? Now on A main, the main choke points that you want to cover are tree and rafters. Okay, so this wall, basically, you just if you really want to have a lineup, I guess you could stand right about here, and when you're about there, you just throw it. Look at the minimap, and look a little bit higher up than what I just did. But you know the basic idea. I can try to do it again. I messed it up.
Water rising.
Something like that. Something like what I just did here. This one. Now, just to throw in a harbor lineup, if you really want to do it, you stand right here. You can aim at this little tiny cloud that's right here, and that's gonna land right there.
Right there.
For your information, Viper orb lineups are the same thing as harbor lineups. They land in the exact same spot, except that harbor smokes are the size of brimstone smokes. So, one ways for Viper won't really work for harbor. Okay. So a good entry would kind of be like this. Like kind of. You don't want to have to master all of these walls and stuff, but then when you're initiating into site, what you kind of want to do is send your cascade over to left side, and then have a teammate maybe clear this, or use raise grenades. Use raise grenades, and you just plant spike. You know. So now I'm gonna move on to defense, and okay, let's say someone's pushing up from B main. Okay, so what you want to really do is send any sort of wall to cover off the choke point, because from their perspective, they can't really push this, because if they push this, look how many angles they have to clear. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, literally above you, below you, next to you. I don't know. They have to clear so many angles. Okay, so it's kind of just an L for them if they push it. As well, they're also slowed, so they can't really do anything, and it holds them for like 6 seconds. So it's a W plan. I would recommend using a cascade for this, but if you want to use your wall in case they're coming from here and here at the same time, you can just play back for your and wait for your team and just smoke it off like that, right? You just gotta be careful for any little pockets that you make. Now, same thing applies for like catwalk. Same thing applies for catwalk. So you can do the same thing for like right there, you know? And that's it. They can't push it, right? They can't drop down and push you. It doesn't matter. And same thing if they're coming from here. You can just send that right there. That's it. They can't push you except for maybe from there. Okay. So if you trust in your aim enough, if they come out through here, they're dead because you have your crosshair there. If they come out through here, you have the advantage. You can just flick them, you know? Okay. What else am I missing? Okay, retake. So let's say you want to retake a site. So like B site. A good general idea is you have the sight lines, right? You have the sight lines right here. Basically, what you want to do is you want to cover off the choke points and split sight, so you have the side of the site where spike is planted. So a good retake wall would kind of be, well, and this is why you play Astra as well, you should always learn Astra as well, because these kinds of things apply to her ultimate. Um, but so you want to cover off this choke point, this choke point, this choke point, this one, and this one. That is ideal. But of course, Harper's wall isn't that big, so you can just cover over to here and maybe there, right? So you curve your wall from there over to there, right? So then you have, well, somewhat like that. You kind of know what I mean, I think. That kind of. Much better. You see? And then the extra choke points, you can always use your cascade to push up, and then you stop it right there, right? Then let's say they plant a spike here, or maybe usually they plant a spike here, so you can just send a cascade back into this side, and then, you know, have a teammate watch this for you while you defuse. Okay. Now, a retake for a site. Basically, what you want to do, you cut site in half. So you send your cascade down there, and bam, you have a W wall. Okay. Now, if you remember what I sent to you, what I said for you to watch the video on, you send your orb right here so you can get easy entry into site, right? Now you can do the same thing on a retake, okay? You can send your wall, you can have your orb be placed right there, and you can just entry right here. So they can't really kill you if you're dropping down and you're just coming out of the smoke. The only way they can really kill you is if you're like right here. And they're just like gods at the game, you know? And in silver, bronze lobbies, they cannot do that. So you can just drop down easily, get 15 picks, you know? So basically that's it. Now Harper's Reckoning, Harper's Ultimate, look how much of especially on Ascent, look how much it covers. It covers almost everything, even in tree. Now, when you're on the opposing side of Harper's Ultimate, I think it might work now. No, just not. Okay. When you're on the opposing side of Harper's Ultimate, you get like a concuss effect, right? But the thing about Harper's Ultimate, when they get concussed, you also have like this little spiral that goes up, and you know where they are. Okay. So on a retake, you could use Harbor's Ultimate, and wherever you see them up here, you could also, like, let's say you see a little stun right here, or you see like a little spiral up here. You know that one of them is behind dice, or one of them is backside in a main, or here, or in hell. Okay. Only thing, you do have to be careful with people in hell being concussed, because people in heaven will also be concussed. So your teammates can get concussed as well, which you do have to be very, very careful for. If you're walking forward with Harbor's Ultimate, it moves faster than if you move backwards. You can tell the difference, you see? One's moving much faster, one's moving much slower. You could use this if you want to, like, eventually catch someone who's back here. But not necessarily in all situations it'd be useful, other than like a smoke, okay? So that's on defense. On defense, you usually want to use your ult if you have it. Let's say they're also just pushing a site. You could also use your ultimate to stall a push, then put like a cascade so you can get easily isolate gunfights. So all of them are gonna be stunned. They can just easily get like 7 kills, you know? Just W. On attack, you can use the ultimate to clear out sites, to see if there's anybody on site. If there's nobody on site, then you can just easily tell your teammates to go in and plant while you cover the rest of the site with your smokes, assuming you haven't already, right? Now, you do have to be careful with smokes like the one I just did, because if you do that, you're basically smoking the enemy. You're basically smoking for the enemy, because they have easy entry into site right here, right? they have easy entry. So you do have to be careful for like spots where they can just walk through, you know? Alright. That's basically it for Harbor. I can give you a few tips on like aim training and stuff, but I might do that in a different video. I'm just gonna upload this to YouTube and send it to you right now.